Hi, I'm Sarah Noble, your host for the Modern Day Intuitive Podcast. For over 25 years, I've been on a spiritual journey, searching, learning, expanding, and growing. I've traveled the world, led by my heart, on a quest to know myself so that I can support others. This podcast was created from my deep desire to help you connect with your intuition and to inspire you to create a life where the impossible becomes possible and you live into your sacred dreams and desires. Thanks for being here and enjoy the show. Hello, my loves. So good to be here today. And with this topic that is such a big part of our lives. Fear shows up in all sorts of places. So I'm excited to dive into the teaching today around this beautiful tool and gift that we have called fear. And before we do that, I did just want to remind you that I am speaking at the Love Yourself First Summit. That is February 13th through 16th. There's over 30 speakers, all of us really just on this personal growth and wellness, spiritual journey, and how loving yourself first is the best and biggest gift that you can give to yourself. So there is a link in the show notes. The summit is free. I would love to see you there and love to know that you are loving yourself first, that you know you deserve it and are able to access all these beautiful teachings and wisdom to help you on that journey. So see you at the summit. And now for fear. So what prompted this podcast, this teaching, was my daughter. For her 7th birthday, she wanted to get her ears pierced. And she talked about it for a year. And on her birthday, we had the appointment and we went in and there she sits in the chair and she picks out her earrings. And then the fear sets in. Oh my goodness. The tears. I don't know. It's going to hurt. Oh, mommy, Grammy. And she's holding her hand and she's breathing. And the lovely lady who was piercing her ears, you can tell that she is used to this because she just was such a support in handling the tears and all the things. And she just showed up and supported, and we're all there. And my daughter's deciding, does she want to get her ears pierced after all this wanting? Here she is on the precipice of doing the thing that she would love. And she is terrified. And she has to decide. And so I asked her, what do you want more, my love? To get your ears pierced today for your birthday or not? Both are options. And yet, are you going to let fear stop you from doing what you want? And she looked at me and she said, Mommy, I want my ears pierced. And she said, do it. And the lady did it. And afterwards, she said, it didn't hurt as much as I thought it would. And she was so happy that she made the choice to do what she wanted rather than listen to that voice that was telling her that she shouldn't because it was scary or she didn't know how much was it going to hurt. And goodness knows what other wonderful stories were rolling around inside her beautiful brain. But here she was sitting there choosing the things she would love over choosing her fear. And it really struck me of how we are all inside of that moment so often. Big things, little things, medium-sized things. So many chances to sit with our fear and decide that we are going to choose to follow our heart rather than listen to the voices that tell us that we shouldn't do it. And then what made it even more beautiful was that afterwards was the euphoria she had, was the celebration she had of herself for doing something hard and making it through to the other side and realizing that it really wasn't that bad, that she was making it out to be way worse than it actually was. And I really learned a lot watching her that day, going through that process, and the determination that she showed in that moment when she chose, I'm doing it, mommy. And for me, one of the ways that I choose to deal with fear, because it shows up all the time, let's face it, right? We can get better at navigating our relationship with fear, and it loves to be there loving us. And part of that is because it's part of our survival mechanism, right? I know in some teachings we talk about like getting over our fear or letting go of our fear or getting rid of it entirely. And in my journey and my experience, it's kind of just there, hanging out in the background a lot of the times, right? It doesn't actually go away. And I think it wants to make sure that we're going to live through this perceived giant decision that we have to make. And it wants to make sure that we're going to be okay. And so a practice for me that has changed everything is getting a crystal or a rock. I carried a rock around in my pocket for a while, and now I just have one on my mantle here by my desk. And when I feel fear creep up into my heart and into my third chakra is where I feel a lot of my fear, is I take out that rock or that crystal and I blow the fear into it. And I say, hi, fear. Thank you for being here with me and loving me. I know I'm about to do something that makes you feel really rough. You're having a hard time, I can tell. So you don't have to go anywhere. You get to sit right here next to me and watch. And just letting you know, I'm going to do the thing anyway, because this is what I'm here for. This is what I'm in devotion to. This is what I want more than I want to listen to what you have to say. So have a seat and enjoy the show because we're doing this. And this practice has changed what I show up for. It changed my ability to talk in front of people. It changed my ability to go for my dreams. It changed my ability to have difficult conversations that were challenging and hard and scary. And yet I was able to do them anyway because fear became my partner instead of something that I ran away from. I made fear my ally. Everything is our ally if we let it. Fear loves you. Fear wants to protect you. Fear wants to be part of your experience. And by including it, by including all the parts of you, it changes reality. It changes how you show up. It changes what's possible. It changes the literal future that is stretching out in front of you. When you decide to partner with your fear, when you decide to love the fact and recognize the fact, right? Oh gosh, if fear is showing up right now, it means I'm doing something big. It means I'm changing something, and fear's got something to say about it. It's my faithful friend that always shows up when I am on the edge of something big. Oh, I'm so glad you're here because it validates that I'm about to do something that's going to change my life, something that can be juicy and delicious once I get to the other side, once I allow my nervous system to relax and recognize that I'm not going to die. I might feel uncomfortable. That's definitely part of being fully alive, is that you are going to feel more sensation than you are used to letting yourself feel. But that's the game changer. It's inside of sensation that our life changes. The very word itself, right? Like if we want to live a sensational life, that means we are going to feel sensation in order to be sensational. And really welcoming this part of you, really sitting with the fear, really saying, hey, you get to be here too. We'll change your world if you let it. So my love, what are you afraid of? What is the thing that you want to do, but fear has been causing you to stay small, to sit this one out, to try again tomorrow? What's the thing? How will it change when fear becomes your ally? I love you. Namaste. Thank you for being here today and making your personal and spiritual growth a priority in your life. To learn more about connecting with your dreams and your intuition so that you can create a life full of possibilities, visit me at www.sarahnoble.com and see how we can create magic together. A big thank you from my heart to yours for making the planet a better place for us all.